Welcome, Paul Theron from Vestact. I've got great news for you.
Yes,
Are you ready?
me.
Brace yourself.
Yes.
The Nasdaq has hit above 3,000 points for the first time since December 2000.
What a...
So it's done nothing since
Excellent.
December 2000.
Well, I mean, it's been a bad time since then, since technology stocks. But of course, they were so overinflated and high then. I mean, Microsoft back in the year 2000, I think, had a market capitalization of $600 billion, more
Yes.
even than Apple now. So not surprising. It's been a long and tough road since then.
Well, and speaking of Apple, sitting at $540 a share.
Amazing.
Amazing. Market cap capping $500 billion. And because it's going to launch an iPad 3, and I knew why I didn't buy an iPad, because I'm waiting for this iPad 3, right? With the LTE 4G technology that is coming through, but I still
Exactly.
think I should wait for the iPad 20.
Well, they say the iPad 3 is going to have a rubber thing that comes out the bottom that tickles you when the battery life goes below 98%. It's going to have a holographic fold-out keyboard. It's going to be the most incredible device ever. So, of course, $530 a share. What a bargain.
What, 540?
What a bargain.
Yeah, you own Apple, don't you?
We do. And
Disclosure.
our client that owns them at the lowest level is $96. So you can imagine how much he's loving his Apple holdings, up by some enormous percent.
So do you see what stimulus does? That if you stimulate a developed market economy, you'll basically have the same growth as a developing market economy. 3.2% growth GDP for the fourth quarter in
Yes.
South Africa last year. 3% growth GDP for US.
Almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
Our economy almost exactly the same as America's. Theirs is a little bigger. Ours is about 3 trillion rand. Theirs is about $15 trillion. So a bit larger. But what's interesting about it is the breakdown. South Africa, we carry on about farming and mining as though that were the biggest part of our economy. Of course, it's not.
Contributed zero, actually, mining to the
In
economy
terms of
last
growth,
year.
yes. But, those sectors are still single-figure kind of contributors around 3, 4, 5, 6%. But the big part of South Africa's economy and where the growth has really come from in the last decade is business services and banking and all of that, as credit has been extended to the people. And secondly, of course, also wholesale, retail, all that kind of stuff, and accommodation and catering, restaurants and so on. So we've become a modern services economy. However, in America, the key thing that stands out is huge portion of the economy is technology, and another huge portion is healthcare. Do you know that in America, something like 56% of all of the world's headache tablets are used by Americans, and a tiny proportion of them as well. So it's an economy and a society that's very healthcare obsessed, but it shows us, I guess, where we're going to be going. If we succeed and become rich people, we can be just as happy on our drugs as they are.
Okay, so LTRO, speaking of drugs, and we're talking about stimulus in the form of money, 530 billion euro pumped into the
Yes.
European banking system today.
As somebody very cleverly pointed out, LTRO is about making sure the pipes are working. QE3 is about making sure that the pipes are full of water. Interesting analogy. But the LTRO thing, it came out, it was the Goldilocks number. In other words, not too hot, not too cold. It was just what people needed to see because it indicated that things were still working with the European banking system, but not so much that it was an embarrassment that banks were getting carried away. So just another reason why the market feels better, and we continue to take out the new highs.
So let's see if that continues, Paul, because we keep hearing different headlines
always
every day.
tomorrow.
Right? Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Paul. Great to have you on the program.